Hello, welcome back. So it's been a really long time since I played that thing. So I don't remember how the game really works or anything. Yeah, sure. I don't remember how the game works. Okay. Let me just see. It's been a really long time since I played this. Let's see, interface. Yeah, I prefer having meters. Speed unit, I guess, give me kilometers per hour. Temperature unit Celsius and kilograms. Yeah, that's what I use, otherwise I will be confused. Hey, that's a nice music. Okay. I don't have all the DLCs, that's for sure. What do I want to do? Do I want to just buy, just make a zoo, or do I want to do the career? Okay, I think we can do a career some, just so we know what we are getting into. Because I don't remember the game at all. The Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Let's see. The music is really nice. Because I don't remember how that game works. It's been a long time since I played any of the tycoon-like games, so... Inbreeding with related animals will reduce fertility and immunity gene potential over successive generations. Is that game really that advanced? What the hell? I don't remember much of it. I just... Honestly, when I played it, it was mostly just opening the sandbox and trying to make some stuff, having fun. Some species become sterile after a certain age, which will be listed in the Zoopedia.
Ah, heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets.
Okay. Fair enough, Bernie.
As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker. And she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better,
What?
One that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Bernie is quirky.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Okay. Explore the zoo. Locate the grizzly bear habitat. It's here. What do I...
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
I know you would like to.
Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
Mika.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Ooh.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
The game is lagging a little bit, but maybe it's because this zoo is big. If there will be need, I will lower the...
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Good lion. Where's your empty... Yeah, here.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something.
Animals?
Well, 2 somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works.
Okay.
The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Fair enough.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade center, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
The music is really cozy. Okay.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Okay, where's the trade center then? Ah, here it is.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed.
Okay.
Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
That's good, because that's a lot of info. Okay, so...
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Let's give them food. Here, I guess. And water close by.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay. Let's put it here.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a fair old state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Over near the hippos. Hippos are there. Hello, hippos. Oh, hippos are here. Okay. So we need to go in here.
Before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner. Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Okay, fair enough. We need a gate.
Right, let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier. Good work!
Okay.
Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay. Added barrier, that makes sense.
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them. Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
Okay.
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster.
Thank you for the follow.
It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Wait, it was animal trading. Here. Okay. Let's adopt some ostriches. Yeah, let's get all of them. Why not? Okay, then storage. Let's get all of them and send
While we
them
wait
here.
for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food
okay.
enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
You made me do one freaking window. I don't think the guests will have much of the animals to view. Okay, how to spin it? I would like to actually... Okay. How to turn it around? Okay, shift and control are for those movements. But how do I spin it? It's not Alt, it's not right mouse button or the middle mouse button. Q and D are for this. Oh, it's Z. Okay, that's new. Let's move it. Yeah, let's get it here. It's only the tutorial, so it doesn't matter that much where I place things. It's just so I remember where everything goes. Why would I give them a slow feeder? Okay.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did he do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
That's fair. Let's see, facilities... Classic and Planet Zookeeper Hut.
You'll
think
need
classic.
to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
See, I was wondering how to rotate before, and now you tell me. Okay.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
See, honestly...
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
Honestly, I don't go to zoos much. I wasn't into a zoo in a long time, but I don't remember ever being like, oh no, I know where people that take care of animals come from, so I don't like it. Not really. But there are different people, I guess.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid
Tigers.
there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
I will be bothered that I can't get more glass here because it's a freaking tutorial, so they block me from. So my OCD really hates that I can't just freaking add more glass here. Because people are coming here and the only thing you see is like this. That's all you see. God damn it. I wouldn't come back to a zoo like that.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Okay.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Let's do a red brick one to keep with the whole thing. Let's keep it flush to the road, I guess. Okay. Mostly running with the road. Just to keep it consistent, I guess. Okay. Let's add an entrance from this side because I think that's the keeper only road. Only for the staff, I think. Yeah, let's add
Now,
it here.
Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way
Probably.
we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Okay.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
Okay.
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a
God.
height of at least 3.7 meters.
At least 3.7. Let's go with 4 meters.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Fair. Let's
Okay,
put...
that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
You think? I think it's time to change for a viewing, but okay. Okay, let's adopt some tigers. Oh god, that's an expensive tiger, that's for sure. I mean, to be honest, I didn't check how much tigers go for, but that seems a bit like a lot.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Okay. A large food tray. Let's give them food. I guess around here would be good for food.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Okay.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
That is true. You can add frozen blood pumpkin. Okay. A frozen blood pumpkin. That sounds horrific. And a rubbing pad. Let's add it here.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Okay. Let's give them some privacy. Let's get here.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
I need to say the
Rightio.
models in
Click
this
on the
game are
terrain tab.
really
That
good.
way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
More soil and short glass.
Okay then, open the terrain
grass.
editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Where should I put some more soil? I guess around the river. And here. Some more soil. I guess some short grass would be also good. Some less of long grass.
Right then, all
Okay.
animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get
True.
a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Tropical grasslands.
Now,
Temperate.
as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Okay. Let's remove those plants that don't fit. And now let's add those that do fit. Let's add some African daisies here and there. A banana palm. Sure. Let's add 2 of those. Maybe 3. Let's just spin it around some. Some smaller ones. Let's bury it in the ground some so it appears shorter. Bengal bamboo. Okay. Also near the water. It might be a tutorial, but I can have some fun with it, I guess. Let's add some bamboo here just to hide them. Ooh, some nice ferns. Some different things. Do we have some? Yeah, we have some trees. I don't want the tree to fly though. Let's add some trees around here to keep them covered. Some more plants. Coconut palm or two. There are some reeds here. Okay. Some acacia tree, or how do you spell that? I don't actually know. Some other trees here. And I can do much more.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence.
Yeah, I think they would
but
leave.
for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Okay.
Right. Let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Okay.
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Too few adults and juveniles in animals' social group.
Expand their social welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
Okay.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space, and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
Okay.
Right. As you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Okay, let's go. See, those are pretty freaking cheap compared to the tigers. Okay, let's send them.
Good
in.
work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Okay. You
Just
call that
like
snow?
people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
One-way glass.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
Ah, here it
As you
is.
can see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Okay. A cooler. Let's see. Around here, I guess? And I would say one in there would be good, but other than that, I think we should place one here. Okay, that should make it colder. I think that should make the habitat a lot better. Let's see. I think here is kinda too warm for the little thing. Can I place it just inside?
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters. But now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Let's check the leopard. Such a nice cat. Yeah, the models of the animals in this game are really nice. Let's give you some snow. A lot more snow, to be honest.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into Zoo Management and then into the Animals section.
Okay.
As you can see, this list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the Locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Naming a giant tortoise Speedy is interesting. How can I go there? Ah, here it is. Okay, what seems to be the problem? You need some terrain adjustments. More sand and less grass. Let's add you some sand. Okay, enough sand for you. You need more long grass. That is a lot better. Now, do you need anything else? You need hard shelter. Okay. For you, what shelter do you need? Animal is stressed and trying to hide. Okay, so we need a shelter. Burrow? I don't think they burrow. Okay. Metal basic shelters. I think I want a wooden basic shelter. A little smaller maybe? But maybe with some walls. Oh god, that's big. Just to make them feel a little better. With some cover. Will that be alright for them? I think so. Okay. Animal is distressed and trying to hide. You do have a shelter now, so you should be able to hide. I don't know where the turtles hide. How can I check Zoopedia? Oh, here it is. Okay, natural habitat. They are in a tropical biome. Okay. Okay, there are fun facts about them as well. Guests can enter habitat. Okay. Age of sexual maturity, 25 years. Age of sexual sterility, death. Okay. Is it better with you, or do I need to... Yeah, it's better with shelter for them. Let's give them some bedding in that shelter. Okay. Now they have some bedding in the shelter. What else do you need? Some enrichment. Food and toy enrichment. Okay. I don't know what enrichment would be good for you, but let's give you some enrichment. Can I filter... What are you called? Aldabra giant tortoise. Here. Okay. Block of frozen fruit. Let's give you that. Small ice ball. Why not? A sprinkler. Let's give them a sprinkler, why not? Herb scent marker. Give them that there. Fruit spike tree. Why not? How is it now? You are enriched. Okay. Is everything alright with you then? It's okay with the plants. They aren't the same they have in their original habitat, but it's alright. Okay then, what else can we do here? Let's sort with welfare. Eliza, West African lion is... Something is wrong with her here. What's wrong? Social. Critical area or crowding issues are present. Okay. There's not enough hard shelter. Are you stuck there or something? No, you have space to get out. Why do you have issues and they don't? At least you should be able to get out of there. Okay. Let's move you just to be sure you're not stuck there. You were stuck there, okay. So the lion got stuck there. Okay. That's also a nice habitat for lions. Looks nice. I would go to a zoo like that. Let's see what you see. That's what I like. You can just go into first person of your guests and see through their eyes. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, again, let's see. Welfare-wise, we have issues with zebras. What's the problem here? You have terrain issues, plants issues, and enrichment. That's a nice way to let guests look at. That's a nice habitat, honestly. Just the barrier being height, being able to climb there, that's a nice habitat. A lot of space for them too. And it's zebra and giraffes. That's a nice thing. Okay, let's fix their issues. So we have terrain and plants issues. Let's see terrain. We need more short grass. We have too much soil, and we need more grass. Okay. Let's get some grass here. Less soil, more grass. Okay, we have enough short grass. We need more long grass though. Let's add some here. Taking care of the issues here. See, I see zebras and giraffes more as a thing in savannas and stuff, not exactly with a lot of grass, but... Okay, we have good terrain now. What else can we do for you? You have issues with plants and enrichment. Okay. Let's handle plants. Biomes grassland. I don't want tropical and temperate, I want grasslands. Also remove the plants that don't really fit. Let's add some African plants. Some more of those. Patches of grass here and there. Some bushes. Here near the water. Ooh, that's a nice big bush. Some more patches of grass near here. Ooh. See, the issue is I'm not really doing that great of a job in decorating, mostly because it is the tutorial, it's not my zoo. So kinda, you know, trying to get through. I don't like think about what I do that much. So trust me, I am better at decorating than that. I promise you. I just want to get through the thing. Now enrichment. We need some enrichment for them. Let's do species. Plain zebra. Let's go to P. Plain zebra. Small barrel feeder. Herb scent marker. Grazing ball feeder.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Oh, of course. I don't need to save, because that's just the tutorial. Let's do the second scenario now. Took me an hour to get to the first scenario, really? Good see. Will the game load though? I do like this game. It's really fun to just relax and build a zoo. Okay, the ape rentisship, the Madagascar Simian Conservation Project. Okay. I think we'll be getting through the scenarios slowly. The Madagascar Simian Conservation Zoo is the culmination of Bernard Goodwin's work in the region, specializing in simian breed and release programs, as well as championing and highlighting the diverse species of apes and monkeys. But never one to be complacent, Bernard now wants to see what you can do in this most promising of locations. Okay. Damn, it's already 4 AM. That's a respectable hour. I think I will be going with the zoo for an hour more, so to make it a total of 4 hours of streaming, including the previous stream with the Wolf Among Us. Like I said, I am unfortunately late with the stream because freaking issues with falling asleep. So I overslept through the stream time, the planned time.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway,
Fair enough,
that's why
Bernie.
I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Okay. Let's see the lemurs then.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Masoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from
Ooh,
15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Damn, that's a nice lemur. That freaking tail, though. Damn. The tail is amazing. That's a nice way to build a zoo, honestly. Just the walkways around, letting you see in. Really cozy. Really nice. And the whole zoo is built like that. Let's see the orangutans.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
I'm already in the animal camera.
Aren't they just incredible? When you're
Good
ready,
tunes.
let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
Okay, let's see the bonobos.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel. Good. Now open the Animals tab. And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos. Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement sharpish.
Imagine you
Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Imagine you go to the zoo and suddenly one of the animals escapes and the zoo needs to actually hire someone in that moment to capture that animal. The interviews alone would take too long.
You can find all of your staff in here. But there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet. Now, click on one of the paths to place the vet in your zoo. Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
And what the hell are you
And then
doing?
click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it.
Sorry for the sounds of unplugging and plugging.
that's
It's
a
my
relief. So
external
while the
disk.
vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
Okay.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Select it and press delete.
Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that.
Okay.
Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
That is true.
Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to
Okay.
hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble, and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again.
Okay. Hire 2 mechanics.
Hire a mechanic and then click on a path to place them in the zoo.
1, 2. Hey.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing.
Of
So let's
course.
build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell, so we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you
This-
select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building.
That is something that I really liked about this game, with
Okay,
you being able
click
to build.
add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
She won't let me finish. It's one thing that I really like about this game is being able to actually change how stuff looks, like build upon it. Is it done? Or is it not done? Once again, facilities. Here. It needs to be this way. I think.
Right. Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now.
Fair enough.
So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research.
Okay.
Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
No, that's how it works. Okay. Hey game, I did that already. Ah, goddammit, it has some problems, I see. Ah, no, I'm just silly. It's the ring-tailed lemur I am supposed to do. I'm just silly.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Okay.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Okay, I need... aligned purpose. Okay. Place 2 boards. One's there. And the other one is here. Now...
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious.
Of course.
When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
2 speakers.
Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
Okay.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
Hey, can you move? I need to access the speaker.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it.
Of course.
Oh, Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
Okay.
Go on, collect your research rewards.
We
Just
got
so you know,
education
vets
bonus.
will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level.
Okay.
I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
That is true.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Okay.
Next, click on the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as
That
it
is
happens,
true.
I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Let's give them that here.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it?
Yes.
You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat. Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Okay.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality.
That's a lot
Grade
of money.
2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering. So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild.
Yeah.
You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Okay. Back to orangutans.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the Animals tab in the Habitat Information panel, and find him in the Animals list.
Okay.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
That's good.
Ah, I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
God damn it, Bernie.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
Okay. Hello there. Yes,
Lovely.
exhibit
now let's
animals.
build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier, then pop it into the gap.
Okay. Exhibit.
Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one.
Okay.
Just as we do with habitat animals, we need to send the Gila monster to the exhibit. Click on the exhibit to send it there.
Okay.
When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel.
Okay.
Good. Now click on the Layout tab.
Here I am in the layout. What next?
Oh, well, it looks like we've only got the enrichment level 1 items unlocked at the moment. Never mind, let's turn on at least one of them for the Gila monster.
Okay.
As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally important for keeping our Gila monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate tab.
Okay, let's raise it to 36.
Here, you can see the
Maybe
Gila monster's
59.
desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy.
15 to 25%. Okay.
That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab. There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near your exhibits to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
Okay. What next? I got lost in the sauce. I need an exhibit education board. Let's not align it to surface. Okay, and let's change it.
Lovely stuff. Now our guests can learn all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo. You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Okay. So let's maybe add another exhibit then. Oh, this one is empty. What do we want to get for the exhibit then? Let's do a Goliath frog. Yes, let's do the Goliath frog. Let's do 2 of them. And let's send them here. Let's see, what can we do in here? We need lower temperature. And higher humidity. Okay. Let's add an exhibit education board. Hello, it's the Goliath frog. Did that work? Yes, now we have 10. We need 2 more species. The veterinarian finished the research on the lemurs. So let's actually tell him to research our friend the frogs. Okay, so we need 2 more species. So we need to build... Oh, we have some space here. What species can we get? We are unfortunately still held back by the species that we can get in this place, I guess. What species do we even have in the zoo? That's the question. We have bonobos, orangutans, hippopotamus, we have mandrills, we have lemurs, both kinds. So I'm guessing we need the chimpanzee then. So we need to build a space for chimpanzees. We have space for an exhibit here. So why not building one? Let's see. Woodlocks, resistance grade 3. Let's do fig glass. Or first we should probably do a path. Let's do a wood path. Let's do a path going around. Let's do it like this. Let's do a staff path. Going slightly around. And now let's add the habitat. So we need a barrier. I think let's do it like this. How do I shorten it though? Not with Z, that's for sure. Not with Alt, not with Shift, not with Control. There has to be some way to shorten it, but I don't know right now. Let's give them a lot of space, I guess. Including a piece of water. Like I said, I'm not fully thinking a lot about what I'm doing here because I'm just trying to remember the game, learn and stuff. So I'm not focusing on making it look better or anything. Okay, about the bonobos. Because it was bonobos, I think. No, it was the chimpanzee. About the chimpanzees. I need to know it's the western chimpanzee. Where's the Zoopedia? I lost Zoopedia again. God damn it. How do I go to Zoopedia from here? Ah, Zoopedia is here. God damn it. I'm blind. Western chimpanzee. Let's search for a chimp. Western chimpanzee. Hello. Critically endangered. They are from Africa, they use tropical. Okay. Grade 3 climb proof. More than 5 meters. Okay. More than 5 meters. Okay, let's give them 6 meters. Climb proof. They can't climb that, so we are safe there. Oh, we can curve the... Oh, we can do that with the... Okay, that looks interesting, I will admit. Okay. Now We need another thing here. We need a habitat gate for our workers. Let's give it here. Okay. Now that we have that built, I think we can send them in and then figure out stuff from there. Okay. We should probably make another keeper hut though. Around here. Let's see. Keeper hut. Small African keeper hut. What do you mean terrain modification failed? Just place it. But I also need the path going to it. Okay. I think we are good enough on facilities without power. Okay. Facilities, utilities. Let's add a solar panel then. Okay. And we have you now. Okay. Now, show me the terrain. You have enough navigable area. You have more than enough. The terrain distribution is okay. We need something you can climb. You probably also need shelter, yes. Let's give you a shelter then. Let's place it there. Why not? You now have a shelter. Let's give you some bedding there in the shelter. Okay. Now we need to give them some climbing place. We can see, the thing is, we can actually build it ourselves, like doing the little things, building it fully ourselves. But I will keep that for a time when we will be doing a sandbox. Right now we are trying to just get through the scenarios. So instead, let's actually pick some nice... I think this actually looks pretty neat. Let's place it around here. Yes, I think this looks nice. You'd need some more space though, so let's find something that's also nice to climb for you. Let's see. Another climbing place for you. That will be made around here, I guess. Let's just rotate it so it faces here. Damn, just making it so the side here touches the ground is pretty hard, I see. It's not exactly that easy, but let's place it here, I guess. I mean, I can extend this. So it doesn't look that out of place. Okay, we have enough claimable space for now. How about the environment? You don't have plants for you. Let's add some water lilies. Those tend to be on the water, so I'm told. Let's add some tropical palms here. Some bamboo, probably over here. Some banana palms would look pretty okay here. Some more here. Some broken trees, I guess. Oh, that's a pretty plant. By the look of it, I'm guessing it's supposed to be in the water. See, usually I spend more time damn, that's a big tree. Thinking about what to put where. Okay, it's not from the same continent, so let's remove that. Okay, so I forgot about actually checking if it's the same continent. Let's add them some random rocks here and there. And some other stuff. Giant rhubarb, why not? We used to have rhubarb in the garden outside, but unfortunately in the end it didn't survive. Ooh, liana vines. See, we can actually build stuff pretty nice ourselves. Can I rotate it like the other way? I probably can, but how? It's probably somewhere. It's probably said somewhere how to actually rotate stuff. Because, like, for example, I could make it so there's lianas from this. I don't know how. Actually, since we are learning, let's actually check. Controls, object placement. Place the object is left, right for cancelling, cancel placement escape as well. Rotate Z, 90 degrees, adjust vertical height. Lock to surface axis. Toggle snap on off, toggle align on surface, flatten terrain, snap attachment, toggle random rotation, cycle, reset rotation. Okay. So I don't exactly have something to rotate it the other way. Okay, I can snap it to surfaces, but I can't exactly... Okay. Let's check it again. I want Africa and tropical. What if I would... That's the angle snap. Okay, I can just snap it to surfaces, I guess. Can I... There was something for the next object and previous object. How do I get to next and previous object again? Okay, cycle next item is this one. Okay, the previous item is this one. Can I actually change it? Next one this, previous this. Then I have it on my mouse, on programmed buttons, which should be pretty nice. Now let's see, if I start placing that and I place it here. Yes, now it works. Nice. Okay, let's give them that. I think it looks nice. Let's also do this. See, we rotate it here, and I would like to rotate it the other way, but I will learn it in time. I will learn that in time. Okay, where is one of you? Here. So we need probably more plants, I'm guessing? Yeah, you need some more plants. Okay. Let's cover some more plants there. Let's add this. Let's add some custard apple trees. Yeah, that's a lot more like it. With me being able to just cycle the things like this. Might actually change it to my mouse buttons though. Because it is a little weird on me for now. Okay, some nice trees. I'm not sure if I will count the Strangler fig tree as nice, but you know. Water banana plant. I didn't know there is such a thing as water banana plant. Okay, we're spending too much time for them. Okay, habitat. We need some enrichment for them. Let's go to species, and we need Western chimpanzee. They like a musical keyboard. Okay. I now see that the tree here flattened the whole freaking area, but yeah, I'm not going to fix that for now. Because it doesn't matter that much. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out how the game works, mostly, to make it so I know for now that I need to disable the option of flattening terrain when I add some stuff, so I am learning, and that's kinda what I needed. How are you now? Now you are happy. Okay. Like I said, the habitat isn't like something crazy, but it works. We need one more species. So let's check what species are we missing. We have bonobos, orangutans, burrowing cockroach. I believe she pronounced it Gila monster. The Goliath frogs, hippopotamus, iguanas, mandrills, and 2 types of lemurs, and the chimpanzees. So, I believe we have bonobos already. Or maybe not. Do we have bonobos? I'm not sure, actually. How about the exhibit trading? Cockroaches we have. Oh, we don't have the snails, I believe. Because I think we have bonobos. Yes, we have bonobos. So we lack a snail. We need an exhibit with snail. I think this here could be a good place for an exhibit. Let's see. Can we make one exhibit here? Maybe not, because it would be a little too crowded. But here, however, it's a good place for one. Obstructed. What do you mean obstructed? Why is it obstructed? Yeah, sure, I will add that there. Oh, that's how it works. Why is it obstructed from this space? That's kinda weird. But oh well, that means I can't really put it here. I could put it freaking flying over here, but I'm not sure how it will look. I guess I could put it around here somewhere. Why not? It will look silly. It looks all... It looks terrible. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, like I said, I'm just trying to get through the scenarios right now. I am having fun with just, you know, poking around here and there and trying to remember what it entails and stuff. But in the end, we are just trying to get through the intro. Let's get a pair of snails, I guess. Yes, those two. And send them here.
My, you have been busy, haven't you? Splendid! But now that you've adopted all these lovely new species, we need to make sure they're nice and happy. So let's get the average welfare across the zoo nice and high, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Go on, get to it.
Of course. Okay, let's handle this one. Let's give them some rocks. And we need to change the climate. And humidity between 40 and 60. That's okay. We have 85% overall welfare. Okay. There's a crime. Someone vandalized our bin. I don't care right now about those. Right now I care about something else. I care about animals. Show me their welfare. They need some enrichment. Show me the bonobos. They need some enrichment. Okay. In that case, let's go to habitat, enrichment. What type of enrichment do you lack? Oh, okay. Let's see. Bonobo. Let's give them a forage box. Let's see. Position snap? No. It would be... let's place it here. Let's give them a termite mound. Okay. Now some toy enrichment.
Lovely job there.
Okay.
You should be proud of yourself. Not only have you expanded the zoo and kept the animals as happy as Lanny, but you didn't bankrupt us in the process. Amazing.
Good. Okay, we finished another one. I believe it's the second one we did finish right now. It's 2 a.m. Sorry, 2 hours on this one, so we've been going for 4 hours. I think that's enough for today. With both games. I think that's okay. We did get the first episode in Wolf Among Us. We did get some scenarios in Planet Zoo. I think with Planet Zoo we will be trying to get through all of the scenarios and then just getting to the sandbox. So we finished this one, the apes. We also have the Panda Park. For now it's just vibing with the scenarios, going through them. We probably won't go through all of them, probably. Mostly because... I mean, we will see. On one hand, I would want to sandbox around and do stuff. On the other, doing the career does sound pretty okay. We could learn how to play, how to do the tasks and stuff. We will see how it goes, honestly. We have some scenarios as well later on. Yeah, usually I use those games just to have fun, just to get through the sandbox and build stuff for myself, but in the end, getting through the career could be fun. Because I am thinking that right now it's pretty easy because it's just the tutorial. Maybe later we will actually have some difficulty to it, trying to do stuff. We will see, we will see. Well, for now, thank you for tuning in. It was fun. That was a more like non-standard stream, so to speak. I'm trying to get to the original plan where I decided that in order for most of my friends to be able to watch the more important games, I will keep the main games to weekends, which for now is the Mass Effect trilogy. And on the Wednesdays, it's just a random stream trying to get through one game or the other. Sometimes it might be some random game I already wanted to play or something like that. Or like this, just a game where I can just chill out, just sit down, play around with a zoo, for example. Outside of Planet Zoo I have others that I could be doing, which is, for example, City Skylines, the first one, which I absolutely love to play around with. There's also some other things, just having fun, vibing. We will see where it gets us. I will see you probably on the weekend. Definitely on the weekend. But maybe tomorrow or the Friday, maybe I will decide to stream some. We will see how it goes. Well, for now, thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.